What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today. Like my man Steve Harvey done say, it's Matteo Lane. Matteo Lane. Matteo. The multilingual, multifaceted, multi-talented comedian and good friend of mine, Matteo Lane, has a special out right now called Hair Plugs and Heartache. It's available on YouTube. The link is in the description below. Go to YouTube and watch Matteo Lane's Hair Plugs and Heartache. He's so funny, so intelligent, so quick, so sweet, so character-driven, so animated. He's a beautiful, beautiful man. So please watch Matteo Lane. It's enough rambling for me at this point. You know, let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's Matteo Lane.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having me.
The way I say that, Matteo Lane.
I just crashed your other...
How fun was that? You crashed Bad Friends and now you come back and do this. We had it set up this way and Bert was really, really wasted. So Matteo came in sleeveless like he is, showing off the... And Bert immediately was like, Matteo, get out of there. Dude, funny.
I was just going to say hi, and then, you know, Bert, of course, Bert being Bert's like, come sit down.
No, we wanted you in there.
Have a beer. And I'm like, I'm not having it. I said, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
When's the earliest you drink?
I barely drink. I mean,
I know.
The earliest I know 7 p.m. because I'll be in bed by 8.
Really?
I'm not like
you can't last. Were you ever someone that could party?
Oh my God, my early 20s. Yeah, every weekend I was wasted.
Did you ever go skiing?
I've never skied in my life. Oh, Coke. No.
Oh, come on, jeez.
I'm like, wow, we're going to skiing here. No, I've never done cocaine. I've never done any drug besides Molly once, and I had a great time when I did Molly.
Well, I've done a lot of drugs. I just never did. I never went no skiing.
Cocaine scares me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's the one that I think I would never not stop doing. That's the problem. It looks like the fun one.
No, that one scares me because like if I have too much coffee, I'm like, all right, the world, like as my friend Molly Merkel says, I don't know if the creator's taking over. I had way too much coffee. Like I would feel the same way with like cocaine. I feel like it would be an uncomfortable. I'd be so anxious.
Yeah, but you know what? I sometimes living on the edge. I like feeling something a little bit. You know what I mean? Like when I quit smoking.
I do anal. I feel.
Oh,
enough,
right. Yeah, that's.
You know? So. I don't need to throw myself off of a
I need a nicotine
bridge.
patch, and you need to just get your ass ripped apart.
Yeah.
God bless. Good for you.
Ripped apart.
Matteo is one of my nearest and dearest friends, and Matteo now is truly ascending into one of my favorite stand-ups. Is one of the best that I've seen and known for many, many years.
Thanks.
And Matteo now has a special out that I think everybody should watch. Matteo?
It's June 11th. If you've not seen it on YouTube, it's called Hair Plugs and Heartache.
Hair Plugs and Heartache.
I wanted to call it Matteo Lane. Netflix said no, but everyone in my team shot that down.
Why do they? But what's the reasoning? I understand why they do this political game, but it's like it's a fun joke, and if Netflix didn't get that part of it, then I don't want to be in business with you. If you don't get that comedians making a joke about the world of it, that's what I don't like, is because the teams are always like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know who actually brought it up to me was Mike Cannon. He was like, you know, I think it's beneath you, Matteo. He's like, I
guess
think
it's a little petty. Better. It's petty.
It is petty, but everyone laughs. Like, I mean, Hair Plugs and Heartache is good because it's like I open the special by saying I got hair transplants, and I talk about the entire process of that. Yeah. And so that's a good title. My friend Mitch came up with that title. And I was like texting Schultz. I was like, what about this? Is this a good one? Like Andrew's like my comedy guru that I go to.
Yeah, he's the oracle.
Yeah, and he's like, I like hair plugs. It's better than hair transplants. It's catchy and, you know, people will want
It's quicker to say too, Hair Plugs and Heartache. No, but also I do, going back to it, I understand the pettiness of it, but I also think it's lighthearted and fun. There's a moment that we do in comedy where we're like, is this cheap or is it cheeky and cute? Like it's right there. And I think a lot of times if you really step way back, I think we're so close to it, but it's like, I just think it's fun. It's like some of that stuff is just having fun. So it would have been good either way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it would have been controversial because then people would have been like, why did Netflix say no? Like, what does that mean?
Would have helped.
But then, you know, what's funny is like the comments are like, next time Netflix. I'm like, I paid for a whole, this is like, there's no difference between
you did all of it.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no, It's the same production value. Like
I know it is funny. It's like people don't know. Like what with my special I did on Netflix, I paid for it, so it's just kind of like it's
they
the same
see the
thing.
red N, and I get it. That they want
to hear that. Well, also I've talked to many people about this. I talked to Angela Johnson, same thing, where she's like, even if you put one on YouTube, people go, "I saw your Netflix special; it was so good."
Right.
So
people
it doesn't
are
matter.
like,
It's
I love you on
synonymous.
TikTok, and they mean reels, and I mean it's like
It doesn't matter
because we live in this stupid business, and we think everyone gets it, and they don't. Like when people
and they don't
ask-
care.
They don't give a shit.
They're busy with real lives.
Yeah.
So I'm going to miss you when I go to New York, and you just gave me a piece of bad news that I heard with one of our assistants here that you're going to be in Italy again.
In bellissima Italia, io parto il 15 di giugno per 2 settimane e dopo che vado a Sicilia resterò con mia famiglia Messina.
All right, I need a rag. Can somebody give me someone to clean this up? Whenever you do that, I've talked to so many people. When you took me to that restaurant, where were we? Ribalta.
My favorite pizzeria in New York City.
And you were not flirting is the wrong word, but there needs to be another word for you being cute and friendly with someone that is it's pretty, but it's not. You're not. There's nothing sexual behind it.
Just Italian.
Just being Italian.
Yeah.
You were just being Italian
Just
with
being
him.
Italian.
But it was so cute and sweet, and he was loving it, and I just sat there.
Hey, Enrico. We talk about Madonna a lot
Oh, you do?
in Italian. Yeah.
But I was watching you guys' interaction, and I was like, I want this. That's what I want. I felt like it was like I was single watching a couple like madly in love, and I was like, why can't I have that for me?
I know that's been me for the past forever.
Yeah, but now you're in love.
I am very much in love. I don't know if I can say that though. I haven't quite told him, but
Here it is.
Well, hopefully he's not. Well, maybe if I told him in person, I guess I shouldn't say that.
No, but okay. How about this?
I'm like, he knows. I'm like, he knows.
What is the moment in the relationships with you in the past where do you always say it first or do they say it first? Do you wait?
I said it first to my first boy. I've only had 2 boyfriends. So when I was 22, I said it to him first. And then my second boyfriend, who we broke up, but we broke up, but we're still friends. He said it to me first. He said it to me after a week of knowing each other.
I feel like as time goes on in a relationship, you look back on those things of who said it first, and it does kind of matter to the relationship. It means something. Like who gave in first, so to speak, or who was more like vulnerable about it.
Me, I'm the bottom.
See? Yeah, right. That should be you.
Emotional
you should do
about
it.
Everything.
And I'm a tip top, and you know that. So I never say it. I don't love nobody.
That's what attracts me to tops. It's like, oh, a hot man that hates me. I'll date you. Cool.
Yeah, but you know what? No, I'm a sucker for that. I say it all the time. I say it more than she does. I say it all the time. But I also say it. People have said to me, well, you say I love you a lot. Like I say I love you to you. I say it to a lot of my friends too, because to me it's like it's just me saying like, hey, I care about you. But
yeah.
If I said I care about you, it'd be like, that's a little.
That's just not in the vernacular. People don't talk that way.
Right.
You know
but that's what I'm really saying when I go, all right, man, love you, and I'll see you later. It just means, hey, I care about you. I hope you're reminded that I care about you as a human beyond the simplicity of a relationship. Like I care.
It's nice. People were getting older. A lot of we know people dying.
I know
it's
everybody's
nice
dying.
I know.
I had a friend that lost 2 people now in their life, and it's almost like that's why I think more than ever, and this is not just in our age range, advice for, if I knew then what I know now, but it is really like, do it, go for the thing, have the fun. Who cares? It's all good. Try
But a lot
it.
of people are motivated by fear, I realize. Like, I think, like my friend Pat put it best. He's just, a normal person who lives in Chicago, but he's one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Pat.
Ever.
Yeah,
ever.
Pat.
No, very gay. Pat.
Oh, Pat.
Pat Powers.
Pat. Is there even a gay Chicago? Is Pat?
Pat.
Pat.
Powers.
Oh, that's his name, Pat Powers?
Pat Powers. He
Hi,
drinks
Pat
pop.
Powers. Pop here, please. I'll take a diet pop.
I said pop for the first time the other week, and I don't know where it came from.
It's
'cause
pop.
I say soda now.
What?
Because I live in New York. If I
Fuck
said
you.
pop, people would look at me like I'm a fucking psycho. And
Mateo.
I know, and I said it was with Rodrigo, this guy, and I go, yeah, you can buy some pop there. And I was like, oh my God, pop. I'm like, go get some pop down by the jewel. Like, I'm like, I could not believe I said pop. I haven't
miss
said it in
pop.
so long.
Still, when I go home, I say stuff that my parents say, and I go back into that Chicago stuff, and it's always pop. It's always soda to me sounds
like a 1920s, like, here's what ails ya,
see?
soda.
And they tease us, and they say that's like, pop. You want yourself a soda pop?
Yeah.
Like they mock us, like it's.
We all
I think
sound
theirs
like
is. Yeah, that's right. Say it again. Yeah, dude.
with a Chicago accent.
A bunch of over there. What are those guys running around? Those guys you're hanging with.
Yes.
No, Richie, they're not. Yeah, they are. I've seen those guys.
They're what? Other
Soft
words?
in his light in his loafers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like, or they're happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's oh, yeah. Well, you know what they say? I think I've said this to you before. Mo. They call him Mo. You know what that is?
Why? No.
Homo. Mo.
Oh, I kind of like.
You never heard that from Chicago guys?
No.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking Mo's. Mo's over there.
I would think Mo's Tavern. Hi, welcome to Mo's Tavern.
God, I fucking love you. Mo's Tavern. Yeah, the bunch of Mo's. Those guys say, oh, those guys are Mo's, man. No, the Mo's over there are nice. It's a good neighborhood. It is such like an it's almost like not mean. They don't mean it in a mean way. They mean it like, nah, those guys are all right. The Mo's are fine. Don't worry about them.
They think that they're being progressive by acknowledging the existence
'cause
of
they
gay
don't
people.
say anymore. They just go, nah, it's a fucking Mo. What do you mean? Come on, yeah. I've told you this before, but yeah, my uncle Ira, who wasn't my uncle, who was a Jewish, my Jewish uncle in my Italian family.
It's like,
When I was a kid, I didn't. I thought he maybe was our uncle somehow.
but Jews and Italians are very similar.
Really close.
Yeah.
Same kind of. They like the same kind of jewelry. I just thought maybe he was our uncle. I had no idea, but I didn't know he was gay until I went to his apartment for the first time.
It was a bunch of tchotchkes.
When I was 13, because his apartment was phenomenal. It was stunning. It was beautiful, and it was the 80s, so it was like the late 80s, early 90s, and it was
a lot
like
of glass.
beautiful glass, marble.
Yeah.
But he was one of these guys that when I was a kid, we'd go to other people's apartments, and apartments were just apartments. They were just an apartment, and maybe you would put art on the wall, maybe, but he was the first one where he like decorated an apartment, like made it his own. I had never seen that before. You know, as a kid, I'd only gone in apartments that were just.
Oh, you mean us growing up in working class Chicago didn't understand that people can decorate and
you
care
could
about their
decorate an
homes?
apartment. I thought that was insane. I was like, you can only do that to a house. You can't
I
do
thought
that to an apartment.
decoration was like my nana's room. Can I show you my nana's room so you can describe it
Please.
to people? Because I just went and saw my grandparents the other day. You need to look at this place because there's no real way to describe that.
Oh my God. I could say my first thought, funeral parlor. It looks like a funeral parlor. It's bright red carpet. We'll show a picture to the fans in the middle.
Bright red carpet.
It's
With the,
bright
look at those
red.
vacuum lines.
Dude, the vacuum lines though, huge. In the Midwest, they care about lawn lines and vacuum lines. That is a big deal. And these are beautiful. And I'm also happy that she's got an organized bin of books next to there. And the coffee table looks really
It's been the
nice.
same book since 1972. The table has candy in it that you can't touch. It's
Cannot
fake candy. And then the to the left you can't see is the table with chairs of plastic over it, and then the china that you can't go to, and then a curtain covering a window I didn't know existed for
God,
25
I love this
years.
so much. And she's had this furniture since the beginning of time.
Oh, absolutely. And she got it reupholstered. I'm like, no one sat in it. She gets away with everything because my grandpa's blind. So she's like, the couches need to be reupholstered.
It does?
Yeah.
All right.
He went blind at 5.
What?
Yeah. And
5?
5 years old. Got really sick and went blind, completely blind, and became a judge.
I'm sorry to laugh, but it is so funny that back in that generation, you could just go blind at 5.
Oh, everyone was going
It happens
blind.
all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, he got the flu and he's blind now. They're like, nah, what are you going to do?
Well, his aunts, they're all from Sicily. So they heard the doctor said it might be a blood clot in his eyes. So they tried making him lay on the table and putting steamed cabbage over his face and make him lay there for hours until the blood didn't unclot. Because, Italian families, we can't have a blind kid, right?
Yeah. We'll throw him out.
We'll throw him out.
Yeah.
And then his uncle said, well, you should just try eating birdseed. And he was like, why? And then he goes, you ever seen a blind bird before?
Oh my God. That's like rabbits and carrots. You're like, well, you never seen a blind rabbit. You're like, well, I don't know their ailments. Eat birdseed. You know what that reminded me of when you said that, the cabbage? Of, whenever I had styes and my mom would be like, go get a tea bag and put a tea bag on your eye. And I don't even know if that worked. I've read online. Have you ever done this before?
No, but heat helps
Heat
bring
compression.
things to surface.
So
yeah.
they say, but let me tell you something. When I've not used a tea bag on my eye or heat compression, and I have, same time the stye goes away.
Yeah.
It's one of those like wives' tales where you're like, is this a thing or is it partly psychological and the placebo effect makes me go, oh, it's going to go away. I'll wash my face 3 more times.
I think it's a combination of both.
You think it's a twofer?
Yeah. I mean, I think if you do something that mentally makes you feel better, then it's like
Where are you staying?
the Edition in West Hollywood.
Ooh, sexy.
Well, it was funny because I stayed at the Edition in Tampa because I was doing shows in Tampa, and it's a nice hotel, and I always stay there when I come here to LA. And the one in Tampa, you do 2 shows back to back, you're fucking exhausted, and I lay down in the bed, and but they have clubs.
Yeah.
And I call the front desk, I go, hey, I was like, not sound like an old man, but I was like, hey, when is the music gonna stop? She goes, oh, like around 2:30 in the morning. I go, I'm leaving at 5. I was like, so you're telling me I'm only going to get like an hour and a half of sleep tonight? She goes, well, I could talk to the manager. I said, that's not going to do anything. The manager's going to shut down the club because one it's like, I can't sleep. I didn't say but she was implied with my accent. And then she, you know, she was like, I'm so sorry. So, and then I was like, no, I'm like, it's not your fault, but I'm just letting you know, like, I spent a ton of money to stay here because I thought it would be nice. And it's a horrible experience and I won't come back. And I've never said that. I won't come back. That's such an old person thing to say.
That is such an old white person thing to say.
Yeah.
And you know what? We're not coming back.
Right. And they're like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're all on coke. We're the night shift.
Yeah.
But I got the addition here and they were like, we've upgraded you to our largest room.
Ooh.
I walk inside, there's champagne for me. Mateo, we're so sorry about what happened in Tampa. And here's a free spa day. But I just got Botox, so I can't do the spa. But like, you know, whatever. And I was like, wow, okay, that's great. And I'm sleeping very comfortably.
It helps to be famous.
I'm definitely not famous, but
That's famous.
Famish.
That's famous for sure if they paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
I like it is kind of nice if they do something like that. That's nice. We travel so much. It's nice to have. My business manager has stayed in the same hotel for 30 some odd years since he's come out to LA. And they wouldn't do this for anybody else. But he's like a fixture of the business and they respect him and they love him. And they keep a room for him because he travels here so much.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he has his own little room. And I thought that was like the sweetest, cutest thing because he's like, this is customer service at its finest. They've always been this way. And they kind of stood their ground and kept it that way when I'm sure new management came through and was like, we're not giving that. That guy doesn't get to keep a room. But he puts it on retainer and he's here, you know, at least once a month. So it's like, he'll be back. I mean, what are you going to do?
It does. I mean, look, me and Keith Robinson talk about this all the time. It's like, I have no kids. I don't have a husband. I live in a one bedroom in the village. Like I'm not
yet. It's all coming for you, baby.
Sure, but I definitely don't want kids.
No,
but I do spend my money on nice hotels because it makes a world of difference if you're like sleeping well and we have to perform for thousands of people. I'm like, if I'm sleeping comfortably in a bed, you know, that show we did, by the way, in India. Can I just say we were both somehow booked at the same place.
Yeah,
there were
same
two theaters next to each other, right?
Inside the same venue. There's one big room and it's two theaters inside the same place.
So I'm doing the theater on the left, you're doing the theater on the right.
Yeah.
The audiences could not be any more different. I mean, like...
Me and Bobby's fans and your fans are probably not the exact same fans.
Complete...
There's crossover, but it's...
Nope.
None.
Not one.
Not one.
Not a single one.
No, the gays like me. Mateo, tell me the gays like me.
They love you.
Great.
But my show started at 7:30. Yours started, I think, at 8:30 or something like that.
8:30 or 9, yeah.
So I've never done this before, but it was such a cool, fun, like, if I could see myself 13 years ago when I started stand-up moment, like how cool. Like, I finished this theater show. There's 2,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
I say thank you. I walk downstairs. I walk out. I see you and Bobby, and I walk on stage with you guys.
Yeah, it was rad.
I was like, this is so fun. And your show is insane. I could not believe what I was witnessing. I was like, this is crazy. It was truly a highlight of my year.
We were so happy that you came out and did it. I was like, and we've had a few people drop in, like guests that have come by when we do the tour because people are in town or someone's like, I'll come over. And that was one of the first ones where it just aligned perfectly. And it was so sweet and wonderful and a surprise for them because then the fans know who you are too and they get excited and it's kind of cool to like watch these worlds converge. And yes, what 13 years
like
ago,
Magneto and Professor X hanging out. You're like, why are you two together?
Kind of, except we're comedians.
But that's what I mean. Like people see, like I did this video with me and Sam Morrell, right? And we're just standing on stage chatting. Sam and I have known each other for 11 years. We've been open mics, all that stuff together. You know, so to us, we're just friends. But everyone online was like, I can't believe this pairing. I can't believe these two are with each other on stage. And I was like, oh yeah, it must look like Maleficent's hanging out with Miss Piggy. Like where else would these two characters?
Who's who?
I'm obviously Miss Piggy.
No, you did. You took the bullet.
I want to be Maleficent, but Sam is a stoic, tall figure. And I'm more Kermie.
Who are you and I? What two characters that don't belong?
You and I are like if Jafar and someone from G.I. Joe were hanging out.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, from Curious Joe.
It was like when cartoons collaborated when we were kids, or
I love that.
When the dad from one show pops onto another show. You know, I think in Family Matters, like There was like the dad from Fresh Prince came on.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
so it was
that's
like
right.
You're like, oh my God, what are they doing? You know?
Urkel crossovers when he did crossovers. I think that's so funny to me that we bit into it because we didn't care. You suspended the disbelief because it was like, who cares? You love all these people anyway. I like them. The Friday night TGIF and the crossovers.
TGIF.
Man, those were the days.
TGIF.
Kids, you're never going to get it ever again. You're never going to get that kind of stuff.
We were the last of the Saturday morning cartoons.
Totally.
TGIF. Remember the Thursday NBC lineup or whatever on Thursdays?
I loved
Must-see
it.
TV.
Must-see TV.
You know, it was like it was like Seinfeld, Friends. Yeah, man.
And rest in peace. I used to love Jerry Springer. I went to Jerry Springer on Senior Ditch Day. We went to Jerry Springer.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's
I forget he filmed in Chicago. I forgot about that.
We went to Senior Ditch Day. We went to Jerry Springer, and it was
God bless him.
much fun. That was probably one of the most fun, stupid, because, you know, you're in line and you know, they tell you, you know, what's coming up and all this stuff to prepare you for like what to do. And, you know, we want a lot of oohs and ahs, and they're hyping you up and stuff. And we were stone drunk teenagers. And I was like, this is like the greatest play I've ever seen. It was a live play. It was actually really wonderful. For how confusing the time was when people were like, I can remember hearing my dad being like, it's trash.
Yeah.
That's just trash. And as someone who was like obsessed with that world, I was like, Dad, it's all fake. It's fake. And my dad was like, yeah, it's still, no, it is. It's so fake. It's casted. I mean,
my strongest memory of that show was a woman. She came out, she had no teeth, and she said, I got rid of all my teeth so I could give my husband the greatest blowjob in the world. I'll never forget. I was like 13. Oh, screaming. But I'm so impressionable. I'm like, is that what people do? Like, you just think it's normal.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever watch Real Sex on HBO?
oh, I love Real Sex.
I mean, they were really picking some interesting characters. Like, most sex between most people is pretty boring, last 15 minutes, and then you eat afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But these people are like brushing their hair with cum. Like, it was like weird shit was going on. And I just thought that that's what happens. Like, you turn 21 or whatever, and you were just like in sex clubs and this, well, I guess.
I was just going to say.
Things.
Mateo.
I've actually never been to a sex party or an orgy.
What?
No.
Let's go. What are we doing? What are you doing in LA?
If you went, please, I'm playing
go.
Zelda at the Edition, calling Joe DeRosa, being like, no, you have to go into the underground world and follow the fire. That's what I'm doing.
Imagine orgy rooms. It's like I'm going down a corridor of rooms and seeing what everybody's up to, and then in one room you're by yourself with a headset playing a video game
Fortnite?
with Joe DeRosa on the other side.
Yeah.
That's your orgy. That's your preferred orgy.
It
night.
is. I mean, I went to a bathhouse once. My ex and I in Spain went to a bath. We thought that'd be kind of fun. Let's
Sure.
like go fuck at a bathhouse or whatever. And we went, and really, some can be really fun and hot. Like my friends would go to bathhouses and they just have like the best time. The one we were at was it was like a haunted house. We just it was not good.
Why? It just
wasn't what you expect.
Yeah. Well, like, isn't everything everything you get to is not what it seems. Nothing is what it seems.
I've never been to Disney World, but I think it would be exactly what I expected.
With a child, it's amazing, right? But when adults go just alone, I'm always confused.
I have a mustache, so
yeah, you can't go. You should not go.
Shouldn't go.
Especially with the way that your gait, the way you walk, no chance.
I know.
They'll figure you out real fast, pal.
They'll also sniff that I'm part Mexican and I'll be out.
They're like, are you not on the job today? What's going on?
If you're gay and you're at Disney World, you're either playing a prince or you're arrested.
Or you're going to go to Disney jail any minute now.
Yeah.
I've been with the nieces. So and with kids, it's so amazing because you live inside of their brain. You're like, this is, to see
you remember
what their faces look like. It's like the wonderment is unbelievable. It's so beautiful. So you're like, you get lost in it. But I could never go to those things. As a grown-up, I knew grown-ups that like to go.
I don't like Disney adults. That's
no,
disgusting.
It freaks me out.
It's
it freaks me.
disgusting.
Well, they're holding on to something. And by the way, some people's it's cars, some people it's watches, some people it's good meals. Like everyone has their little like thing that they really kind of love. And for them, it's fucking that Disney World.
You know what Liza Minnelli said once, which is, I'm sure she's lying, just speaking of this, it's like everyone has their thing. She goes, when I was younger, I had friends who collected stamps or cards. I collected lyrics. It's like, no, you didn't. What does that even mean? Yeah. You collected lyrics. Stop it.
What does that even mean?
It means nothing.
Yeah,
it means she's trying to sound profound and she was probably high.
That's the problem is people that philosophers that got to spend their entire life, which was only 28 years, being philosophers. They spent every waking minute trying to formulate deep thought to be introspective. And in this generation, we want to do it in like an hour. So
Less,
people,
30 seconds.
Well, yeah. So people want to just say a thing, and they think, oh, this should live forever. But it's almost like, yeah, but we haven't invested any time in it. That whole like, what is it, 10,000 hours? It's like you don't get good at anything until you invest all that time. I don't like the phrase because I think it's an innocuous number. It's like, shut the fuck up. Dave Chappelle was good when he was a child. Do you know what I mean? Like some people get it at different times. Some people find their thing at different times. But I will say, the more we try to beat ourselves at the thing, the longer it takes. So that's what it should be. It's like, don't try to get ahead of it's going to get there on its own. Like, do you know, I said on the phone the other day to somebody, I hated the phrase when I was young, the money will come, the money will come. I used to hate it so much. It bothered me so much while I'm on my 4th packet of ramen. I was like, I was like, oh yeah, when is it coming then?
Because, it's similar to when people were like, love will happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
But then the same friends, put yourself out there. I don't know what else to do. I might as well sit naked on a bench in Central Park. I mean, I was getting to that point.
Which I have seen you do once or twice. Washington Square Park, actually. I've seen you out there meditating naked.
There's a difference. It's a little classier in Central Park. I know. Washington Square Park.
That's why I was concerned. I said, Mateo, you're like, I have a set in an hour. I'm just warming up. No, but I think it's one of those things where those phrases, it can be annoying, but a variation of them is still true. That yes, if you do something good and you work hard,
you get to go to Paris on a private jet. You get to go to
Paris on a private jet.
That was the most insane 2 days of my life. Should we break that down?
It was crazy to think about.
It's still, okay, for everyone listening, we were, by the way, the girl who works in my gym, I check in with her every day. She goes, I have a question for you. I was like, what? She goes, were you in Kids Super's fashion show? And I go, I can't even believe
that she knew.
That you knew. Kids Super, who's like obviously a great designer. I'm literally about to go to bed. Yeah. I'm like, my head is about to rest and my phone is blowing up and it's Mark. And I go, what? He's like, can you come to Paris tomorrow? Andrew Santino's going, Stavros is going, Theo Vaughn's going.
Schultz, yeah.
Can you go? And I was like, what? We'll pick you up on a private jet, this and that. Then I ran down to the cellar and saw you. You're like, yeah, you should fucking go. And I'm like, okay, I'll go. So then I had my agent call them, and then next day I'm on the Puma jet with you, Stavros, and Theo, eating a steak on our way to Paris for Men's Fashion Week for Louis Vuitton presenting Kid Super. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. What a good, fun life sometimes.
My favorite is we're backstage. Comics are always comics. Comics and fashion, those worlds do not mix.
No.
So we're backstage, and there's Vogue is running. Everyone's running around like jewelry, this and picture about you, me, and Stavros dressed in these, giant, like crazy outfits with purses. We're sitting there on our phones going, should I do the McDonald's bit?
It was. We were still good. We were still us no matter what, because those things are fun, but they're not. We're visitors.
Schultz
I'm a visitor.
was my favorite because we were let's just say it was a little misguided in the lighting department and direction department, right? Mm-hmm. So we're standing on stage. No, we're backstage, and I can see on the screen it's terribly lit. Mm-hmm. I mean, awful.
Yeah.
And I see Schultz just like trying to compose himself. And then he starts pacing and he goes, I gotta say something. Schultz walks out there. Yeah, we're gonna move this light and get this light over here. But in 10 minutes, Schultz directs the entire show. Mm-hmm. Suddenly everything looks fantastic. And I go, I fucking love you,
Yeah,
Andrew.
He's a little mastermind. And I'm the opposite. I'm like, it's fine. We'll do it.
You and I are like, where's the best place to get a croissant?
Yeah, I just wanted to enjoy it. I just don't want to make a stink. I'm always like, just leave it alone. It's fine.
It was, Schultz handles it beautifully, but that was so fun that you, me, and Stavros.
Amazing.
And we're just like, that's why it's good to travel with certain people like you guys, because you're like, we're going to go to this place. I looked up, it was like an authentic breakfast place that we can get in Paris. We're going to go to the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, it was so good. And the Eiffel Tower, by the way, I said it all the time, be a tourist. It's so fun to be a tourist,
cool.
Man. It's so fun because you're like, yeah, it's corny. I don't give a shit. I'm going to die one day. And you don't want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I went there, but I didn't do the fucking thing. It's like,
no, I did the thing.
Do the thing, you dummy.
It was cool. I was speaking French. I was like translating for everyone.
It was like, so sexy, dude.
We need a table for 4 in French.
I do want to go to Italy with you once just so I can hear you go to town. Where are you going? Where are you going this time?
Going to Rome for a week, and then I'm going to Sicily. I'm going to see my family, and then my friend Giovanni and I are going to we're going to go to the islands north of Milazzo, so like Volcano and Lipari, and we're going to do the whole thing.
Island boy. Island boy. I love it down there, dude. Sicilia.
Chris Stefano was like, all right, Matteo, so I'm going to Sicily. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go. I have this itinerary. And I was like, you know, have you, you like history. So have you been to Agrigento? Because they have all these ancient Parthenons older than the ones from Greece. They're Greek temples. No, but I need that fucking information. So I'm like sending him everything. I'm sending him food recs. Then he's in Sicily. He's like, what do I do if I need, you know, I'm like,
how has he not already had a reality show about him and those kids and that family in that house?
I can't
call
even.
him up, or to one of these networks. It's just like he lives the most funny, chaotic, all over the place because he's super successful as a comic.
He's doing Madison Square Garden Theater and Radio City Hall in the same week.
It's amazing, dude.
Like.
I know. Well, he earned every second of it. So it's like, but
he's amazing.
It's incredible. And then at home, it's this hilarious Puerto Rican comedy. It's like a Puerto Rican telenovela. It's like this like insane dramatic twist and turns.
He's Italian.
Constantly.
He's used to it.
I know. He loves it. Don't get me wrong. That's the funniest part about him is he'll say some shit to me and I'll be like, you like it. He's like,
love it.
No, it's great. I mean, it's great. He loves every second of it. I think some people thrive on that kind of stuff and they would be lost without it.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I thrive on like, I love living alone.
Yeah.
I love silence. I love like, I wake up an hour and a half early so I can make my coffee and then sit in bed and enjoy my coffee.
Now tell me, would you ever move in with somebody or no? Do you not really pine for that?
It has to be like a healthy relationship.
But
so
beyond
yes,
that,
I would.
Mean, you do want that eventually.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I would love that to like make dinners and the idea of a partner is really attractive to me. If it's like with this guy, it's interesting because it's like this is the first person that I've started seeing that I'm like, oh, I can also see myself as your friend.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I really didn't even think was an option. I was like, I think you're either dating or you have friends. Like I never understood couples that loved spending time with each other because I was always fighting with my exes. And with him, I'm like, wow, we really are friends. Like we went karaokeing with each other.
Yeah.
We enjoy each other. I'm like, that's kind of crazy.
Was there one thing that you guys had in common that you were surprised? Is there ever a thing
we both love singing?
Yeah.
Which is, it's really,
Do you sing to each other?
Not to each other. That's humiliating. But it's like, I'm not that good. But it is funny. Like we like to sing karaoke in front of someone, it can be so vulnerable if it's not your friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like with a guy, I wouldn't want to do that because my internalized homophobe 13-year-old self would think if you're singing, you're going to look like a complete don't do it. Like, try, So in a way, I'm not even being honest with myself or them. But with him, it was like, yeah, let's just go singing. And then we were singing Spanish songs together. There's a Spanish and Italian song the Italian version is called Vivo per lei, and Spanish is Vivo por ella. So it's, Vivo per lei, ma non lo sai, la prima volta quando. It's Andrea Bocelli and Giorgia who do the Italian duet. So it's a duet. So we did it, and he would sing his part in Spanish, and I sang my part in Italian.
That's so cute. Dude, one time I got lit up at a karaoke joint. I pretended to sing in another language, and I think people bought it. I swear to God.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, I've talked about Squarespace on this show so many times because I believe in it. If you don't know what it is, wake up. It's an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. You can stand out with a beautiful website, engage your audience, sell anything, whether it's your products or your time, content you create. There is no limit to what you can do with Squarespace and putting yourself out there with a site, because nowadays everybody's like, you have a website, can I just go to a website? Back in my day, we used to hand out cards. I remember handing out, comedy cards with your MySpace on it and your Facebook. And it's so much easier now to have a website for my business, but it's so much easier to have a site for so many businesses so people can see what you're doing. And the best part about Squarespace is they create all these worlds for you to interact with customers or fans or whomever. With member areas, there's appointment scheduling. So if you're someone that's, a coach or a teacher, a trainer, an artist of any kind that wants to put people together in one place, you can, easily book and schedule for classes or sessions on your Squarespace website. Clients can see the availability. They can reschedule, do whatever it takes. It takes all the hassle out. There's a video studio. You can create pro-level videos, which we love. And I've used Squarespace because they have these great email campaigns and connect social media accounts. Everything brings it into one place. So it's so simple to click, 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 find out where you're going, where you've been, what's going on. And the most important to me is the analytics. It helps you grow your business. You can learn where the site visits and the clicks and the sales are coming from. That helps us decide where we're going on tour to come see you guys. And it's so valuable, genuinely, that Squarespace gives you these analytics to use for your own good. So if you're looking to create a new site and you're like, where do I go? How do I do this? How do I get this moving forward? It's time that I create a new site with Squarespace. Well, it's so easy. All you got to do is go to squarespace.com/whiskey for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, use the offer code whiskey to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Once again, squarespace.com/whiskey. Free trial. When you're ready, use the code whiskey to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by BetterHelp. Hey, I've been talking about therapy and talking to someone for quite a long time now. Been pretty open about it, and I really believe in it. I do genuinely think it is something that's helped me personally. I think it can help you. The problem that many people face is they don't know who to talk to, what to talk about, when to do it. And it's so easy to get caught up in what everybody else needs from you instead of focusing on what you need for yourself. Not from anyone else, but for yourself. You spend all your time giving and doing, and you don't spend any time looking in and helping yourself out. Therapy can give you the tools to have more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. And here's the deal. The best part about BetterHelp, to me, is it's entirely done online. It's so simple. You can do it from the comfort of your home. I like to do it when I'm on the road in hotels, when I'm sitting there after I've done a workout or taken a walk or had breakfast, where I just had some downtime for the brain to reset. I can just hit up somebody and get a genuine time, part of my day that breaks it up and helps me feel a little bit better, speaking to someone about whatever it is that I'm going through. If you're thinking about giving therapy a try, why not give BetterHelp the shot? It's entirely done online, okay? So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely done online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All right, just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist. You could switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. All right, so find more balance, guys, with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/whiskey today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/whiskey. Hey, have you ever searched your name on a search engine? It's a little scary. It's unfortunate how much stuff pops up about you, your name, your email, home address, phone numbers. It can all be found online. And this is one of those things in this day and age that we all need protection from. Your personal info is out there for anybody to find, you know? Public tax records that sell information legally, making it accessible to pretty much anybody. 2022 alone, there were over 1,800 data breaches that exposed personal information for over 422 million individuals, man. Cyber crimes are all over the place, and that's why Aura is here. It's an all-in-one online safety solution that helps protect you and your family from identity theft, financial fraud, and online threats before they happen. You can rest easy knowing that someone is looking out for you. If you've been a victim of ID theft, their experienced white glove fraud resolution team is going to help you navigate credit bureaus, help you initiate credit freezes or locks, and work with you around the clock to resolve it. It's a pain. I know it. We've had family of mine that have suffered through this. It is not easy. It stinks. So Aura is here to help you reduce annoying robocalls, telemarketers, and junk mail by sending takedown requests on your behalf. And they also can make sure that you're protected online. They have real-time alerts on suspicious credit activity, computer virus protection, parental controls, VPN, and a password manager. They do it all to keep you healthy, happy, and safe on the internet. For a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners 14-day trial plus a check of your data to see if your personal information has been leaked online, all for free when you visit aura.com/whiskey. That's Aura, AURA.com/whiskey to sign up for a 14-day free trial and start protecting you and your loved ones. That's aura.com/whiskey. Certain terms apply. Be sure to check out the site for details.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Dude, one time I got lit up at a karaoke joint. I pretended to sing in another language, and I think people bought it. I swear to God. I think it's if you can just pretend like you know what you're doing at karaoke places, people are like, "Whoa, that's."
I went karaokeing with Larry Owens, Marie Faustin, Amina Imani, and Sydney Washington and Alex English, all hysterical comedians. Larry Owens is a legitimate Broadway television. Like his voice is unbelievable. We were singing, laughing so hard, but singing. And at one point, someone walked into our room and goes, "I just want to let you guys know you sound amazing." And we were like,
give him props.
We know. It's called Larry Owens.
Yeah. Larry Owens? How come I don't know Larry? I need to know Larry Owens.
A phenomenon. I don't even know how to describe his talent.
But as a comedian, but literally is classically trained in singing? Wow.
Can sing his fucking face off.
Larry O.
Larry Owens. Unbelievable talent.
New York kid?
Yeah, New Yorker.
Wow. Larry Owens. You guys have way more talent
than
we
Abbott
do.
Elementary. He's a character in Abbott Elementary.
What does he do?
I don't know his character's name. But I know if you look him up.
I have to look up Larry Owens. I don't have a choice but to look him up
who he is.
right now.
And his voice, and I'm a trained opera singer. Larry's voice is so powerful when you're singing next to him. You're like, oh my God. Yeah.
Larry.
Love him.
Gotta love me.
And
Larry.
funny as fuck.
By the way, the name Larry is great. You know why? It's so simple and fun. If you ever did have a kid, if you ever got a kid,
What would I name them?
what would you call it?
Liza Minnelli.
Liza
Minnelli
Minnelli.
is their first name.
Liza Minnelli Lane?
No, just Liza Minnelli. They go by one name, but it's their first name. Like
Yeah.
Cher, it's one name, but I want Liza Minnelli. As
I
their
like
first name.
that. I like that.
I mean, if I named a kid, I could name it whatever I want.
it's yours.
I'd have a kid and teach him all the wrong colors, just
Yeah.
to challenge him.
You're like, those are gray jeans.
Mm-hmm.
What if the kid's colorblind? Then it wouldn't matter anyway.
I'll find some way.
You'll find a way to manipulate your children.
I'm very good with like, once they're like 6, then we're cool because I can draw,
Yeah.
place like video games, like action figures, stuff like that. Like my nephews, I'm obsessed with my nephew, Joey. He's 4, and my mom and I was in Chicago, so we went to go pick him up from preschool to take him to his babysitter. So we pick him up from preschool. He gets in the car, and first thing out of his mouth, he goes, "A semicircle is a straight line with a curve."
Yeah.
Like, kids are kind of fun.
He's not wrong.
You know what I mean? He's not wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of good. My niece is so cute. She's just running. Kids love running around naked.
Yeah, but you know what? We want to too. I walk around my house naked. The only reason I don't is...
I like underwear. I'm not a walk around naked guy.
Are you a sleep naked guy?
I sleep in my underwear.
Ugh, why?
I don't like sleeping naked.
What is it though, do you think?
I think my balls like stick to the side of my leg, or like I want them pouched. I want them perched away.
Really?
Anyway, yeah, I don't want
I like it.
free hanging
flowing
balls.
I like it because it's easier to get into hookup mode too. Because if I rub the sheets the right way,
I could be in a 10-piece suit and it would be easy to hook up. I'm a homosexual.
All right, dude.
With a
It's not that
chastity
easy
belt,
for us. Okay.
Evidently. So
I think it's not. It's a nice, easy way to like, soar
I
into
slept with
something.
Rodrigo naked. We slept together naked.
So
every
does
day
he
in
sleep
New York.
naked all the time?
He prefers to sleep naked.
Yeah, I like him a lot. Him and I should pair
He's
up.
so
So hot naked, huh? Your balls stick to your leg at night? No, I guess if you get too warm, but I mean,
because I'm warm. I sleep.
You run
warm.
hot.
I run hot.
does he do the comforter? You do just the sheet?
No, but I always sleep with a comforter.
You do?
Yeah, I just like turn to like a little snuggle bug.
I'm always just a sheet. I've been at just a sheet for
No,
years.
I want something heavy. Like I want like the heaviest thing on like hire an elephant to lay on me while I sleep. Like I want like something really heavy on top of me.
Do you have it? Like I learned I grind my teeth, so now I have a fucking
Same,
mouth guard.
and I have to get
I have a mouth guard now.
I'm getting Botox in my jaw.
What? You can do that
Yeah.
instead of getting a mouth guard?
Well, I don't know about the mouth guard thing, but I hold a lot of tension in my like here,
God bless.
and I don't know why I hold it in my jaw, and it's affecting my neck. So my doctor literally in my fucking jaw muscle put Botox, and it immediately was relieved.
Really? Maybe I should try that. I'd like that because honestly, I grind my teeth and they told me that. They laughed at me. The dentist, the way that dude, I love her because she's mean, but she's like such a dick.
All dentists kind
she
of
was
are.
just like, she's like, this will be bad. This will be very bad down the road. And I was like, well, what can I do? And she's like, well, damage done, you already messed it up. And I was like, oh,
That's not the right answer.
yeah. I was like, well, what do I? And she's like, the mouth guard maybe help a little for a grind, but it's,
But I will tell you, it will cause death.
Yeah. It will. You still will die. So
You will die.
anyway, don't forget sucker and toothbrush on the way out.
She's Russian.
She's from a nondescript. She won't really talk about where she's from. I
She's
think
just
she's a
like-
spy.
It's kind of like in those like Netflix Christmas movies where it's
Like,
like
who is that?
Udovia. Like she's from
Right.
some country there.
She is from Yugoslavia, and she doesn't talk about it because I think I've asked her, and I was like, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "My family is from
The war.
Yeah, the war. Yeah,
Like which war?
all of them really.
It was the one.
The one who carried over into all of the war. It was them. I mean, she's Middle Eastern, but she doesn't talk
Oh,
about it.
she's Middle
at
Eastern.
all.
I was envisioning
Yeah.
like a like Polish.
No,
Russian,
but you
Ukrainian.
can't really tell. She's like pretty and evasive. She hides her face all the time. She's a spy, dude. She's killing. She's slowly
She's a
drugging
spy
me and killing
working
me.
with a dentist.
Well, it's smart, right? Everyone talks to the dentist.
I guess you're right.
A little bit of laughing gas, dude.
Well, tell them to throw some
Leak it
Botox
out.
in your jaw.
I know I might. I probably need it. I need all sorts of fixins. But what I did, I felt it the other day for the first time in a long time. I went to the gym and I was in the gym and I went home and I was like, I'm feeling it like I haven't ever felt it. My body is just different now.
But you're also, can I just say, you run yourself into the ground.
Yeah.
And your body can't perform anything or do anything well unless it's rested. And you're on the road, you're on a bus, you're doing hundreds of shows, you're not sleeping well.
No.
And it's like, then you try and go to the gym and catch up. It's like, well, yeah, your body's like, no. We need 3 days full of rest before we can approach the gym.
I just don't know how to do that. Today was like one of the first days that I've been able to like sleep in a little bit. And I just don't know how to do it. I don't either.
The days that I do have off, I sit at home and think the world's going to end. I'm like, I am bored out of my mind. And then the days I'm like overwhelmed, I'm like, God, I can't wait to get home and just play Fortnite.
And just hide in your little comfy couch. Yeah. Do you do weighted blanket, by the way, when you said
I
something
had
heavy?
a weighted blanket. I swear to you, it was like 80 pounds. I mean, I have no idea how heavy it was, but like you would go to bed and you're like, help. You know, like I was like I would just be caught dead.
This can kill you.
I'm like, I'll take it. So I couldn't even get it up the stairs. I live on a 6th floor walk up. I'm like, you know.
Not worth it. I've never had that, but my sister loves them. I have family members that love them. I can't feel constricted at night. I feel like
I'm like, it's like
claustrophobic.
BDSM. I want like to be strapped the fuck down.
Have you ever been strapped in, by the way?
No. I tried once with my ex and we laughed too hard.
When he put you in the harness, you're like, this is funny, man.
The harness is, I think, more for, well, not always, but that's a little more, I think, for like fisting or something.
Sure.
Not always, obviously, but I mean, it seems like that. Yeah, just like he tried to tie me to the bed.
Oh, tied to the bed thing was never going to work. The idea of that is fun, but obviously that's silly. It's just a silly idea. Why?
But that's the best is like if you're laughing with someone you're having sex with.
Yeah, that's fun.
There really is that's fun.
But my bed doesn't have posts, so it's like, where am I tying it to? I have like a modern.
And also, like, stop it.
Yeah, cut it
I
out.
know. I've seen you brush your teeth.
You can't tie me to the
Okay.
bed. I've seen you floss. You can't tie me to the bed, pal.
Right. I've seen you lay out the Dixie cup for yourself the next morning. I'm not going to take this seriously.
I know how particular. You wash the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher. You're not going to tie me to the bed like you're this loose, wild person. That is true.
What?
It's
Tie
not
me to the bed
comfortable.
and vacuum. There.
Right. Well, you're just a 4 horsemen there, all spread out. Like, ooh, you're like under the rug. You have to go under that rug. You know that.
I would 100% do that.
That is funnier to me.
Yeah.
I think that whole world of like, I thought about this morning. No shit. That the fantasies of sex and the fantasies we want from sex, whether we've contrived them ourselves or we've seen it in a video or something, it's never real. It's never going to be real. You make your own little version of the fantasy.
Yeah.
When you try to duplicate things, it's only foolish. It's almost like,
Well, yeah, you don't want to reenact anything.
Well, it's
'cause
never
then
gonna
you
work.
Then you're just a person in Central Park with a lightsaber with 20 other people teaching them how to be a Jedi, which I saw once and I was really jealous because
which we're still doing Tuesday nights, by the way. 7:30 is when we start, so please be there.
I was in Washington Square Park and I saw that my instinct, because I'm insecure, wanted to scream at all of them. And then after watching them for 2 minutes, I was like, this looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
And I love everyone in that group and I'm a monster. Like I'm a complete monster. But no, I've had some great sex.
Yeah. But it's
And,
not
like-
because it's based on something. You've done it all on your own.
Well, now we're just talking about my career. I mean, it's like I had no help from the industry. It was all
They
Andrew
all said no.
Andrew Schultz taught me how to do anal.
He did. He is one of the best in New York. He's like, no, dude, you got to fucking hold it open like that. Then you rip it.
The hair.
Beautiful, man.
His hair is unbelievable, isn't it?
He's a stunning little boy. Yeah,
I got my hair transplants. They all grew in like a
it looks
chia
beautiful.
pet. But, it's still like I don't have great texture hair. So it's always a gamble every morning.
Yeah, but I mean, you've always looked so handsome. Though I look at you now. I feel
Well,
like
this
you're
is a lot
winning.
of
You're winning heavily.
Plastic surgery.
So what? Who gives a shit? By the way, I do think I've always said that the only thing I'm against in that world is when people keep going. It's almost like know your limits. It's like gambling,
Well, it's like knowing when to get off stage.
Yeah, it's like,
It's the
dude,
same
stop
thing.
running the light with your face. Stop
Can we
pumping
just talk
shit
real
in your
quick? What are with
face.
comics that run the light? I'm not talking about like at a bar show. I mean, like if we're at the. By the way, I got passed at the store. They're writing my name on the wall and everything.
Yeah, they should. You
Isn't that
deserve it. Are you
crazy?
fucking kidding me? We need more
but
New
I've
York
never
people.
performed there.
Yeah, because they know that you've established and they want you to perform when you do come into town.
She asked me. She was very sweet.
Are you coming tonight?
No, I'm going to dinner with Fortune. I need to catch up
Do
with
a
my
spot.
lesbians and then go to bed. No, I'm tired.
You're like me when I go to New York, and they're always like, "What are you doing on a spot?" It's like,
well, I
don't
also
know.
have a million because I told Esty because I'm working on my new hour, right? So I'm releasing this special, and I have my new hour in place, but it's about the like nitpick and get it really into a place where you're really happy with it. So I told Esty at the Cellar, who she books the Comedy Cellar, I said, Esty, and it's cool that I'm in this position now that I can ask this, but I said, give me every spot you have available. I have 7 shows on Sunday.
no thanks. That's absurd. You're crazy.
But you know what? I honestly, when you're in New York and you live there, and it's like I have nothing else to do but these, it is so much fun.
yeah, it's nice. Well, so what? You fly home Sunday morning and you go right to doing shows?
Saturday morning. So I'll play Fortnite and go to bed, wake up the next morning and start my day. But I have a lot of stuff. It's like if I didn't have anything to work on, it's just it's excess. I don't need to be doing all this. But like the fact that I'm like I have so many specific things I need to work on. I'm like,
well, to iron out a new hour, I've only got a half an hour of what I'm working on now. Or, well, yeah, 35, 40 minutes maybe at the most.
40 is good enough.
Nah, it's heavy-handed, though. There's stuff that I definitely want to slice out. I keep
Yeah.
going back and forth. But it's such a weird, grueling process. And I imagine this is like this in any sort of art form that, you know, it's just tough. And you're in your own head. So I'm trying to get out of my own way. Like last night, a couple of times I got out of my own way where I didn't like the way I thought about the joke. And then I was like, oh, just say it. They think it's funny. Because sometimes I'll say something and I'll go, I don't like that, but they like it. And it's like,
Yeah.
well,
No, I
whatever.
have to like it.
I do have to like it, but I like that they like it too. If it's something that I go, it's not my favorite tag, but they still like it. So who cares? I'm
Yeah.
kind of like, whatever. It's fun. It's
Isn't it so strange how audiences like it's like it's a strange like a social experiment. Like somehow they don't know each other, they never spoke to each other, but they all get on the same page. They all agree and disagree to the same things. And it's like, how?
There's a vibration. There's got to be some sort of scientific explanation to it, but there's room sometimes.
But it
that I'm
means
in.
we're all connected in a way
100%.
that we're not totally aware of.
We absolutely are. And how environment means everything. Like in the same way when you take drugs or psychedelics.
Yes, I know about that.
Liza, when you take drugs, like you've taken mushrooms, right?
No, I'm for the first time I'm going to take them with friends in Central Park June 1st.
Do you
3rd.
have them?
No. What do you mean? Do I have
Do you have the
them?
mushrooms?
No.
Or you're getting them with people?
She has them.
I have them here. I can give you microdose, by the way, if you want to start microdosing.
I'm not interested by drugs. I also already have.
These aren't drugs. This is, you know what? Because the word drugs is heavy-handed.
It is a very like dare program word, but I'm just not interested in any of it.
And opening yourself up. Would you ever do ayahuasca?
Never. I
Why?
couldn't because
Don't you want to see what's down inside of there?
I've seen it, and so has my boyfriend. No, you know what? I have synesthesia.
He's like, these are dad issues. I see them.
And you're like, yes, that's why I keep
Wait,
saying
you're
daddy.
synesthetic?
Yes.
Whoa.
So I'm already living in the abstract. My mind is already constantly seeing color. So it's like, I don't know that I need that extra, like, sort of.
What
like,
color am I?
Well, your name is yellow because A is yellow. So it starts yellow.
Andrew's yellow.
Well, it's bright yellow that fades. But the letter A, whenever a name is always the color of the first letter. So my name is red. Even though A is yellow, it's a bright red to a yellow, dark, then green, then white. But if I looked at it from a distance, it's just red.
God, I'm a bright yellow that fades. Man,
yeah, and yellow A is the brightest. A and Y are the brightest, and I think P.
What's P?
It's like orange, but it's not as bright as the A.
So Mateo is red all the way through?
Well, it just looks red because M is red.
Wow, that's so
And N
weird.
is purple. I don't know why.
That's
E is the
so
only green
weird.
I see.
E is the only green I
and
see.
3 is the only green I see.
The numbers too, you get the numbers with the colors.
Mhm.
My lucky number is 33. Is that just big green?
Green.
It's all the way green. It's like
Yeah.
a beautiful bright. What are we talking? Forest green?
No, like an emerald green.
Ooh.
But 0 is almost white. 1 is white. 2 is red. 3 is green. 4 is yellow. 5 is so dark blue it's almost black. 6 is like a orangey brown, almost like the color of that wood.
Yeah.
7 is purple, dark purple. 8 is black. I mean, I guess it's blue, but it's black. And then 9 is like a deep orange. And then 10 starts gray. And between 10 and 15 are very dark. I don't know why.
God, this is so fascinating.
I sound insane?
Yes.
But now do you see why I'm like, I don't need to do shrooms? I'm already like, if I read a book or if I'm listening to music, I'm just seeing color.
Yeah, but how wonderful is that?
Well, I bet you I wouldn't know the extent of it. Like if someone took it away from me, I bet you then I would be like, oh my God, I really like live in like some weird third dimension.
To be able to communicate it is very impressive too, because a lot of people can't do that.
I thought it was, my whole life I thought it was normal until I was like 17 or something. And I said one day, because I was listening to music and I said, was at lunch and I'll never forget, I said, you guys know when you listen to music and like it'll show color sometime? And everyone stared at me like I was crazy. And I was like, oh my God. And my friend Ernest, if you're still listening, he was like, oh, that's called synesthesia. I was like, what's that? And then I did this synesthesia test. They were looking for people you like submit online and then they send you a test and they ask you every letter and number and they're going to ask it 3 times, but randomly with a whole color wheel from every shade, right? So it would just be like 4. And then I would just look at the color wheel and click yellow and it would be like E. And I would click green. So eventually I'd get asked E 3 times. You're there for like 20 minutes. I got a 99.9%.
Holy shit. Because they want to make sure you're not just having a good memory and making stuff up. Being like, yellow is fucking F.
I've only met one other person, my friend Frank. He went by Aaron at the time, but we would say
Aaron to Frank, big jump.
I like Frank better.
Yeah, but it's not Richard to Rick or something. That's Frank to Aaron. They're nowhere near each other.
Well, he transitioned.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude. Talk about fucking burying the lead.
Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah.
You just said it was like, we call this guy something else now. He transitioned.
Well, I was going to say because
that would have helped.
Because him and I would always sit and it was interesting because him and I, and we're still friends, we were both artistically talented, musically inclined, good with language. Like we approached art the same way. It was interesting how many parallels we had in the way we'd like expressed ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we would argue over colors because we see different colors. So
right. Because it's not uniform. It's everyone has a different version
everyone
of
has
it.
different. Like he'd be like, 4 is red. I'm like, absolutely not.
How
4
could
is
it be
yellow.
red?
2 is red. How dare you? Like this sort of crazy, ridiculous conversation.
It's like an SNL sketch. Like watch 2 gay guys fight over what color is what number on this week's Synesthetic Psychopaths. You guys just arguing would be a great show over why it is that way, because there is some psychological depth to that only you can understand.
Yeah, I don't know why. I have no clue.
Well, it's the way that brain. It's the way that you've researched why.
Well, it's your brain, your senses split. They're all one, and they split as your brain develops as a fetus. But synesthetes, whatever they're called, some of them don't split.
Stays.
So they have this like unprovoked response to things. So, as a kid, I just remember June is yellow.
Like, so you actually have you must have unlucky letters or numbers. Like something must feel grow off.
No.
No?
Some people have it where numbers have personalities. I do not have that. Mine is just simply just color. So I have there's certain colors I don't like. Like
what?
76 is ugly.
Why?
It just is.
What color is that?
24 is beautiful. It's almost like a magenta red with yellow. It's pretty. I like the colors next to it so I can see it in its lineup. I like the way it looks. It blends well with the background. Everything about it's pretty.
What does 76 look like?
It's like purpley black with brownie on the left side. It's not good. It's not.
We did mushrooms before doing this show.
It sounds like I did do mushrooms. Can you imagine me on shrooms?
Yeah, I would honestly, I'd love to trip with you.
Am I boring your audience? I feel like I'm being a terrible guest right now.
No, you're being a good guest. Let's get into something good. Remember that time you got in that crazy fist fight in downtown Chicago?
Never. I'm so gay. I could imagine getting in front of Timothy O'Toole's fighting someone. Me and Danny Callis getting into it.
Slap fighting each other?
I do a perfect Danny Callis impression.
Let me hear it.
Mateo. The first thing he said to me.
Wow, that is right off the bat.
Uncanny. Danny, if you're listening, I love Danny Callis. Danny Callis, I remember when I was starting comedy, I was doing all these open mics, and Danny, Danny's like a god. And so we were at the same open mic, and I did this joke about the Metra, which every time I go to Chicago, I do this joke, because I'm like, the Metra, I used to be on the Metra, Northwest Union Pacific line, and they had all the stops that the computer would say, except one of the stops, they can't say Des Plaines. So they left a second gap for the conductor to jump in and say displanes. So every time you're on the train, it's like, this is Metro Northwest Union Pacific with intermediate stops at Clybourne, Irving Park, Jefferson Park, Norwood Park, Desplaines, Cumberland, Mount Prospect. I did that joke, and Danny came up to me. I mean, it might as well been like, fucking like Letterman or something. And he was like, Mateo, that fucking Metro joke's really funny. You don't have to do the whole gay thing with it. You just talk about jokes.
You don't have to do the gay thing.
That's what he said to me. And I know
put
what he
away
meant.
the gay thing.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Well, why are you going to talk about being fucking gay? Go be a conductor. What are you fucking doing? Rose. He had this joke about some baseball player or something, or basketball player.
Pete Rose?
Yeah, basketball player. Rose.
No, he's a baseball player, Pete Rose.
I know. Rose. And I'll say Rose.
I like how disconnected you are from sports. I like that a lot.
Not a clue what's going on.
I do like it, but there's got to be times when you're like, it does look fun to get involved in it. No? To be a fan? You never want to go to a game?
No.
You would never want to go watch?
My Uncle Mike, who I love dearly, would take us to the White Sox games when we were kids because we're Sox fans. So I was at Comiskey Park, and then whenever it was like U.S. Cellular or whatever the fuck.
Cell, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called now.
Who knows? The McDonald's. But I like the part of like sitting next, like gossiping with my Aunt Cindy.
That's kind of what it is, though. Baseball.
My Aunt Cindy looked like one of the players. She would. I forget his name. I should call her. But my Aunt Cindy's
Tim Raines or something like that.
No. Someone Latin, because my Aunt Cindy my mom's Italian and Mexican, but my Aunt Cindy really looks Mexican. So there was a player. I think he might have been Cuban or something, and he looked just like her. Same square head. And so every time he came on, we were like, Aunt Cindy, it's you. And she would laugh hysterically.
Same square head.
Yeah, she does. My Aunt Cindy, she was like, my head's like a Lego. It's
blocky
like
head.
A black head. Yeah.
I just think it's funny that you, like, because the way that you're obsessed with, like, fantasy shit is the way that I love sports. So I see the way you like that stuff is the way that I like.
Well, I'm like,
sports.
like, I don't watch Drag Race as much as I used to, but
Come on.
But I don't. I mean, I'm tired. I've put in my due
What
diligence.
is it, 12 seasons?
No, it's like 16.
Oh, God.
They've gone for it. But I mean, it's a fantastic show, and that to me really was for a while. If you watch. You would actually really enjoy it if you went on a Friday night.
I've seen.
No, but in a gay bar with gay men watching, it's like a sports game.
Seen it.
You
Been
have?
there. Been there, dude.
But it's like a sports game. They're literally just screaming and yelling, and I mean,
it's a big party. It's just a fucking fun party.
I've
I've told you about
like
Plaza.
intently listening and watching.
I've told you about Plaza, right?
No,
No, really?
the Plaza in New York.
It's a Mexican drag bar out here. It's the
Word.
best. They only sing in Spanish. Drew
Do they
Tarver
do
brought me
Selena
years
and
ago.
Paquita?
Yeah, dude, it's the best. And you can haggle for the drink prices because they're all watered down drinks. It's amazing. Yeah, they tell you one thing and you're like, no. He's like, no, cinco. And you're like, no. Because it's all bullshit. You can tell they pour water into everything.
Of course.
There's no booze. You can taste, they pour you a drink and you're like, this is Mixer. The whole thing
I
is
just
Mixer.
went to Mexico City for the first time. Have you been?
It's beautiful, man.
It was so beautiful.
I love it down there.
And the food is truly, I mean, Italy and Mexico are the best food in the
Mexico
world.
City too is underrated. People don't understand. When people hear Mexico, they think of one very like stereotypical version in their mind. You know what I mean? Usually it's like a resort town or something like that.
Like Tulum and Cancun.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Puerto
They think about Puerto Vallarta, but they don't.
Yeah.
But Mexico City is so different than what people think.
It's so interesting. I mean, I really.
Did you go there for a gig? Were you gigging down
see
there?
my guy.
Oh,
He lives there.
Wait, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so how often you see each other?
Well, he's coming to Rome with me.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't. How often is he in New York?
Well, this is all sort of like a couple
It's
months
new.
in,
This is
so,
new.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
Would you ever be like, come to New York, come live with me?
Once we're established.
Yeah, I mean, saying if it ever got that way, would you want that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does he do? I shouldn't even ask this stuff.
Dancer, really good dancer, but he does all these like fitness. He's like health, very
like a
health,
trainer,
health.
dancer trainer.
Yeah, but classes and mental health, all this stuff. Like he's very like.
I could use it.
Yeah, he'd be great.
I could use it. Like I see those people on the Peloton thing. I've tried those before at the gym. And
I can't get into classes at the gym.
I don't mind this version because I'm not really there. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't have some dickhead staring at me. You know, I did a bunch of HIIT training classes when I was in Australia because they had a gym in the hotel and it was
My trainer's Australian.
there's the accents.
Gay in Australia. He looks like a really scary guy with like, a beard and like a backwards hat, but he's very gay and Australian. And I just love when people sound different than they act.
They sound so cool.
I'm like, so Damon, how was your weekend? I think my dog is sick and I'm really upset about it.
He's fucking jacked.
He never looked, he looks so hot.
I loved it down there. And I for the first time did a bunch of HIIT classes and I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't like classes, but there was no gym. No gym. The gym in the hotel was it was literally less than half the size of this room. They had like 2 machines.
What am I going to do when I go to Australia? I'll be in Sydney.
Do a
Sydney
class.
and Melbourne.
Melbourne is the place, by the way. Melbourne's the place. I have so much to give to you.
Big theater.
Melbourne's the place. You're gonna love it so much. It's my favorite. I could go back 1,000 times.
Yeah, I hear it's amazing. I'm doing the smart thing. I'm flying from New York to LA, staying in LA for a couple days.
Then doing it, yeah.
Doing a show at, I think, the Irving Improv.
Irvine.
Irvine to pay for my first class. And then I'm flying to Australia then. So I'll have, it's
the
a
first class
14
tickets are expensive.
I know, I just paid for
What is
it.
it, like 18 grand or something like that?
No, not that high.
Two-way. It's like nine.
You're right. It'll probably end up around.
Yeah, it's like 9 away.
I think 10 total, probably.
Oh, yikes. No, but you're going to love it. I have so many suggestions to give to you. And you got to eat kangaroo. Try it. You have to
You
try
know what the
it.
problem is?
What?
Hops off your plate.
Oh, God. Dad.
I know. I learned that that joke from David Letterman when he was interviewing Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, it hops
He's
off
like,
your
do you
plate.
eat kangaroo? She's like, oh, yeah, they do. Some people serve it. I don't have it. He goes, you know what the problem is? What? Hops off your plate. She goes, Dave.
No, it does. It's actually really good. I liked it a lot. Joey, eating
They
Joey.
eat horse in Italy.
Sure, why not? Whatever. We're judgy in this country only because we can be.
Well,
You know?
yeah, that's why it's fun.
Yeah, I know, but we wouldn't know any different. You know,
You know, my
like,
favorite joke of Kathy Griffin's is
Huh.
she's like, I never understood on the real world. She's like, people think I want to confront these celebrities. I do not want to confront these celebrities. And I never understood it in the real world or like road rules. Like, if you got something you want to say to me, you should say it to my face. She's like, I'd rather wait till you left the room. I can be much funnier that way. Also, it's more freeing.
That's by the way, that phrase, and I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to win. That's like embedded
like,
in the
fuck
zeitgeist
off.
of
Fuck off.
MTV.
You came here for... Shut up.
I didn't come here to make friends. I just wanted to be on national television in front of millions of people.
Right.
Yeah, no, you wanted friends. You wanted a lot of friends. You wanted all the friends in the world. Speaking of friends, you are one of my favorite friends.
I love that
I
we
really mean
connected
it.
immediately. When we
I
met
know.
each other,
I was like, I love you.
it was immediate.
I know, and
It was immediate.
I hope it lasts for the rest of the time until you get too big and you don't pick up my calls.
Shut up.
I get
Stop
it.
it.
Invite
Shut
me
up.
to a bathhouse. If you haven't watched Mateo's special, please watch it.
Hair Plugs and Heartache
Hair
on the
Plugs and
YouTube. Mateo
Heartache
Lane Comedy.
on the YouTube. It drops on
June 11th.
June 11th. So if you have not seen it, please give it a gander. It means a lot to us. And push it around to everybody that you can push it around to. Where'd you shoot it?
At the Cellar.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Lovely.
Yeah.
You're going to be on tour, I'm sure, at some point. So
September.
go see him in September in the fall. Go check out his special. Go promote it. Tell everybody about it. Mateo, we end the episode the same way. Look in that camera. Say one word or one phrase to end the episode. Whenever you're ready, you little prince, give it to me.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.